Okay, so if you're watching this video, you're on to one of your first out of three. Always try to stick with about three body paragraphs. And the reason I say three is that three is a nice number. People, for some reason, like three. Um, it just makes a strong argument. Um, so you're gonna have three body paragraphs. And when you look back at your intro that we did in the first video, that roadmap, those three sentences about those body paragraphs are gonna tell you what you're gonna write about. So going back to my example about the cards, I said that playing cards is a classic. It's easy to learn, and it helps you with math. Okay, those are my three body paragraphs. So the first one is going to be that playing cards is a classic game. Okay, and I'm only going to show you one paragraph because they're all the body paragraphs are going to work the same way. Okay, so the first sentence in a body paragraph is going to be your idea. So it's basically going to say um, the first reason you got to know that playing cards are the best is because it's a classic. Okay. Um, and you can kind of say, don't make it too wordy, but you can kind of say why. It's a classic because it's featured in every dollar store, so it's a popular game. Maybe it's a classic because on snow days or rain days at school you'd play it with your friends, or maybe it's just an original game that dates back to like the 1800s. I don't know if that's true. You'd have to look it up, but let's just say, okay? So your first one is your idea. Tell them that main point. The next three sentences, about three, it's give or take, are going to be about why that idea is the best. You got to sell me on that idea. So you're going to say they're classics because, so we're going to say reasons here. But maybe it's a classic because it's time tested. It's good for snow days. And it was from the 1800s. Again, don't know if that's true, but we're just going to go with it for now. Okay. And when you're writing those sentences, feel free to get the quotations in. Maybe Time Magazine wrote an article about how playing cards were the best, and you can say, "Well, look, Time Magazine says it's the best. It must be the best." Okay. You're going to lay out those three reasons. Oh, and that should be number two. Man, I can't count today. Okay. Our third thing we're going to do in that body paragraph is we're going to do another leading sentence. It can sometimes be called the conclusion sentence, but it's basically going to draw you into your next point, okay? So it's the lead. It's going to say, now that you know it's a classic, it's also important that you know it's good for math or whatever your next point is, okay? Now, when you're getting to that next point, it's sometimes good to think about what the counter argument would be. So someone might say, well, yeah, cards aren't that great. Like we have video games now. Why do we need a deck of cards? Okay, so one of your paragraphs should be about why a handheld game is better than a card. So your lead might be, well, I know some of you are thinking that video games have replaced cards, but I'm going to tell you why they haven't. Okay. In terms of your vending machine, maybe you could say, think of a reason why people would want a vending machine, and then you have to counteract that and say, well, this is why you think it would be great, but I'm going to tell you that reason is not good. Okay, and I would hide that counter argument as your second paragraph. So you would have one paragraph where you have your strongest idea, your second paragraph where you're counteracting someone else's idea, and then a third paragraph where you're giving your second strongest point. Okay. So that's your body paragraph. Okay. I'm going really fast there. We can obviously talk more about these paragraphs when I see you on Monday, but just to give you an idea, the next video is going to be about the conclusion paragraph. Okay. So we have our introduction. We should have three body paragraphs. That's four paragraphs in total. And then the conclusion will be our last one, and I'll start that in a second.